I made a 3D model every day for a year. In the interest of time, I'll leave most of the commentary over the video, and if you find me annoying, you can just mute the tab and cover me on the screen. Alright, so the vast majority of the objects were made in Blender. Sometimes I would add animations if I felt like it, and for the more technical models, I would use SOLIDWORKS or Inventor to model them, at least in the beginning. So this originally started 2.5 years ago. So this video is the first year of objects. In a week or so, I will upload the second year, which is full, every single one's animated. And that's a lot more professionally done. There's the worst objects of the year. It's gone now. But yeah, the dailies is something relatively common among artists, and I figured I would try it out to encourage myself to work on some projects, as well as play around with Blender, which I dabbled in tiny little bit previously and really liked it. There's a good one. So yeah, this very much started on a whim. Basically just mentioned it on Discord to a friend, and I'm like, we should do this. They only lasted about a week. Some of these also include Photoshops, because those are fun. Those are fun to do. There's one where I learned how to render, and then you won't see another render for a while, unfortunately. These are not the prettiest. But yeah, it's going to be hard for me to talk the entire time, so it's going to be kind of in and out if I have something to say. Otherwise, I'll probably just fade off. There's some of these have like the shade tab instead of proper rendering stuff. There's one where I learned how to do shade smooth, and then promptly forgot how to do shade smooth. And there was another good one. Look at that. Wow. They do move fast. But yeah, this week I spent a lot of time on 3D scans, which was kind of cool. I need to play around with that more. There's another render. There's not a render. Forgot again. But yeah, the theme throughout this year is a lot of inconsistency in presentation. A lot of them is just screenshots of the object in the tab, in either viewport or shade tab. There's one that took a while to render. But yeah, I didn't really care how the presentation was going, since it really was just making an object and posting it to Discord. So it didn't really matter. There's a spot where I 3D printed some props to prove a point as why you should not do it. There's one. Some of them are done through a phone modeling app as well. So yeah, and around day 100, you can see the Twitch logo. I tried streaming them, but that didn't really stick. It's sticking a little bit better now, now that I'm kind of back and actually decided to make some content out of this. So yeah, I do plan on streaming a lot more, either working on like general engineering projects, like keyboard there, or adjustable golf club, kind of interesting stuff I find interesting that I would like to have a little bit extra motivation to work on. So streaming and making videos gives me that motivation, I have found. And I don't know, I think some of the stuff's pretty cool, so I would like to share it to a greater extent than just posting to a couple friends on Discord. So yeah, and we will see. I do have like a little I have a little teleprompter kind of set up here, so we're kind of, where's my green screen? So I'm kind of just watching that. So a lot of this time I'm just not going to be talking. I will just be like staring blankly into space, I guess. There's almost the classic Blender donut. Not quite there. You'll have to wait for a year or two where I actually make the donut. My own spin on it, but it is a donut after all. So yeah, it is difficult. It feels weird not to be talking. There's sculpting. Recently started sculpting on stream. This month is sculpting month on stream, so I've been learning that a little bit. It's been going moderately well. So yeah, look forward to that, I guess. The last object, or the last year, I've been doing like themed months to learn some other stuff. Yeah, and around here is where I started to actually consistently render stuff. Assuming it's not in SOLIDWORKS. But yeah, consistent renders, and I think this is when the actual quality of the object kind of like bumps up. It looks a little bit better. Still a lot of stuff in viewport, isn't it? But yeah. So what do I say now? I guess keep your tension up. Retain. Yeah. So it does kind of just play in the background. A lot of these are. Wow. Chocolate. There's another attempt at streaming. Also didn't stick that time. I swear it'll stick this time. Surely. Surely. There's another little Photoshop I did. Oh, and there's a design of 3D printed keycap, which again is that keyboard there. That's a lot of the objects throughout here was working on that project. There will be a video on that as well on the channel, hopefully soon. So yeah, look forward to that, because I think that's been a very fun project to work on. It is very quiet. I will have music in here, so it'll be less quiet, but as I'm standing here, it is very quiet. Just kind of staring blankly. I do have it set up so I can just edit myself out. I probably won't even be here. You probably won't even be seeing this, to be honest. Like, I will almost certainly just edit my stuff out, because I just recorded myself in the green screen overlay that I'm going to insert in editing, so for all you know, you don't know I'm here, which is cool. It's a little bit of a long intermission. I do have more stuff. Oh, there's through here. There was a couple particle systems. Unfortunately, those have a lot of verts, so I kind of ended after doing this here, because at the end of it, I put like everything together into like one big background, and it would like break itself because of the verts, unfortunately. So though you only see a couple of fun vert stuff. Yeah, there's some chess pieces I made. A fun little like multi-day project where I like worked on different parts and then came up with a final scene, which was kind of cool. I don't even know if I do that later. I think once in a while I'll do something like that. Most of the time I just do it in one shot. Oh, there's quite a good profile picture there. When I tried to get into aim training for video games and then realized I do not give that much of a shit. But yeah, so you will see a couple of like photoshops and like stuff for. Oh, there was Steins Gate. That's good. Highly recommend that. Yeah, that one was meant to be 321, but I had my count wrong. Didn't miss a day, but I did have my count wrong. So everything up to that point or everything up to a point was labeled incorrectly. So that was kind of annoying. So a lot of less so this year, but I do have objects based off like the day, so like 321 or stuff. So that kind of messed that one up. Like there's one 21st of September, of course. I don't think I said that many times. And this is where I learned how to do transparency. I played with that for 3 days, and then I forgot how to do transparency because I did not play with it after that. There's more. These are more like testing parts for the keyboard, doing the stabilizers, which spent a lot of time on. There was like 11 iterations by the end of it, and you won't see the final objects until next year. I think I do have them. I think they're my objects for next year, maybe. But yeah, that's the end. So subscribe for year 2 and more animation and hopefully more engineering projects, because that's the real the real fun stuff. That should be when stuff gets quite fun.